Our first speaker is going to be Debbie Prediger. So Debbie is speaking here with us for the second time, and she has a song that really describes her because she's super awesome. Hold on, let me.
Okay, everyone, join in. Let's go.
I tell you what you want to hear. Get my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time.
Don't leave me hanging. Dance with me, guys. It's coming in and out, cutting in and out, so it's a little hard to dance to, but I think you guys get it.
All right. There we go. Anyway, you know that she's unstoppable.
And
the point is that Debbie is unstoppable. So Debbie and I met in, I don't know if you know this, but Debbie and I met with the coaching group. Help me out here. Tony Robbins.
Mastermind, Dean and Tony.
With Dean and Tony. And since I first saw you there, which was probably the first couple weeks, I was like, you really stood out. You really stood out from the very, very beginning. And so let me introduce you guys to Debbie. Debbie has a passion that lies in guiding world champions, healers, visionaries, and thought leaders toward embracing their highest calling. With unwavering commitment and a compassionate heart, she's dedicated to helping individuals unleash their potential, navigate through challenges, and ignite passive change in their lives. One of the most fulfilling aspects of her journey is creating a safe and nurturing environment where personal growth can flourish. She truly believes that each person's path is unique, and she tailors her approach to meet the specific needs. Having earned the trust of numerous heart-centered course creators, she's honored to assist them in extracting their wisdom and transforming into a bridge for others. So that is Debbie, and welcome, Debbie. Everybody welcome her.
Thank you so much, everyone. So I have you on gallery view because I want to see everybody, even those that just have their cameras turned off, because I need to feel your energy as much as I believe that words matter. So thank you so much for those kind words, but then also thank you for setting this whole thing up and helping us really step into our own power. What I really want people to understand here today is that we all were born with greatness within us. And sometimes life's experiences push that down until we forgot who we were. We forgot what our message was. We forgot the power that we have. We even forgot how passionate we were about things. I'd love you guys to put a 1 in the chat if that's you. That somewhere along your journey, you forgot who you were and you forgot what you stood for. Yeah, I can see that I'm talking to my people, which is really, really great because there was a time in my life that I was 100% lost. I was helping everybody else. But what I recognized is I was a people pleaser searching for love. And I was getting it in small little bursts by helping others achieve a goal. Their goal may not have even been aligned to their mission or their purpose, but it was like little dopamine hits of like, that feels good, I'll do more of that. It wasn't until my body shut down and told me that is not working that I actually had to figure it out. And when I say figure it out, I actually had to start listening to my body. So I don't know if any of you guys can relate to your body saying, this isn't going to happen anymore. We're going to find a different way, or you're not going to be here. So I would love you to put a 2 in there if your body actually told you enough was enough. Again, I'm talking to the right crowd. So I believe that each one of us was born with greatness inside of us. We all came here with this mission and this purpose. And it really is the only job we have is just to be more of who we already are. Not the hiding person, not the person that we think we need to be lovable, not the person that our boss wants us to be, but who we truly are. And so I really call that following your joy, following the light, following the wisdom within. Start listening to yourself more. And so how do you do that? How did I go from a place where my body was shutting down? It was rebelling. It was in pain. I was a nurse, so I thought I knew everything about how the body worked, right? What you're taught in science. And the nursing, the whole medical field couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was a guinea pig. I had all the tests done. They couldn't find anything. So eventually they told me, it's all in your head. But even the way they said that made it that I was wrong, that something I was doing was a failure. And I knew there was more. I knew that I had to uncover some of the old beliefs and the old habits. And as I started to do that, and I dove into energy work and listening to your intuition, which I realized I had a really high sensitivity to intuition, but that I had been ignoring. What happened is that I became unleashed. I became unchained. I became more of who I already was, but I'd been hiding that, trying to survive. So once I recognized I was in survival mode and that my nervous system was all jacked up and something wrong, I now could take personal responsibility for learning and understanding what my body was trying to speak to me. That changed everything. I literally took my own power back. Even though I was a nurse, that wasn't going to save me. The doctors, the specialists, the surgeons, it was in my head. It was in my nervous system. It was in my body. And I had to start listening to myself. So I got into essential oils. I got geeking out on the brain and the heart coherency. I started to recognize what things were on automatic, what things were reaction, subconscious. And I really started diving in deep to who am I really? Really, who am I? Am I a daughter? Am I a mother? Am I a nurse? Or is there a bigger story here? Is there a more empowering version of that? And so those of you that believe in God or a higher power, I actually started having some conversations to get to know myself at a deeper level. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for telling me that you can resonate. It helps me know that I'm not speaking to people that are like, what the heck is she talking about? Because at the time I was saying that to myself. What the heck are you talking about? Anybody else fight yourself? Anybody else say this can't possibly be the answer? Because the scientists didn't say this, or the medical world, the surgeons, or the brain people that told me I had a brain tumor, or the MS, or all the other things they come up with. But really, it was my body and all the stuffed down emotions that were bubbling to the surface, and they wanted to be seen and heard. They wanted to be acknowledged so that I could be empowered to make choices from that place of I'm not surviving, I am thriving. I can listen to within and fully understand. So again, like I said, I started really diving in deep to our body, our subconscious, where there's a pain. What does that mean? So in your back, if you have a sharp pain and the doctors can't figure it out, you don't feel supported. There's an abandonment. There's a time where you didn't feel like anyone had your back. Your knees and your ankles. I can't step forwards. I can't move. I'm stuck. My jaw, I have grind my teeth from a time I was a little girl and they couldn't get me to stop. Well, it's because I couldn't stop. It was my subconscious. It was my emotional body that was hurting and yelling out for help. So there's so many things in which through, first of all, making a decision to look within, not to look within and find the problems, but to say, here's the symptom. What's it telling me? How can I listen to my own body and start to unravel from a place of, I'm not a victim. I'm here to understand what my body is telling me. I have amazing things inside of me. And as I got myself out of survival mode and into a place where I could actually hear the solutions, my intuition just really lit up and got on fire. All of a sudden, I could see, I could hear, I could smell. I had all the 5 senses of intuition. And I started realizing that as a coach, I could also hear other people's fears and worries. I could hear their limiting beliefs. I could hear their old habits and patterns step up. So as I learned more about myself, I recognized that all the things that I had gone through in life, which told me I wasn't good enough, was actually setting me up to help all the people I'm here to serve. So I can see greatness in you very easily. It was seeing greatness in myself that I struggled with. As I got to know myself better, and it really was through Dean and Tony's, this whole starting out of being a knowledge broker, and we're not going to get into that, but that's really where I started diving into the things that made me unique and different, and that they were a gift, not a punishment. They weren't me being weird or wrong. They were actually me standing out and being unique. And I started recognizing people would light up. I could walk into a virtual room or even a physical room, and I could see that somebody had a mission and a message and a story and a deep desire to help others. And I wanted to help them. I wanted to help them get their message out so they could reach their people. And that wasn't going to be done in the old way. I say the old way because we have gurus that tell us, take these 5 steps and your business will be on fire and it will do all these things and you're going to make millions. And most people come away feeling less than. Most people come away feeling like that didn't work. There must be something wrong with me. And what I recognize is that I had a gift to hear people's real message, the one that their soul was asking them to say, even if it was scary as heck, and then helping them find the language and the vehicle in which to present it, that it was unique and their people came to them. It was like they became magnets for their people. And I really believe that. I really believe that when you truly show up as who you are, and that starts with clarity and asking yourself some really deep, empowering questions, and get out of your own way and stop BSing yourself. But who are you really? What lights you up? What brings you joy? What fuels your fire? Those things are the recipe for your success. Do more of that. And when things feel really yucky and slimy, and that just doesn't resonate with me, it doesn't matter if a certain name that's making billions of dollars tells me to do it that way, it's not for me. Really, it became easy. I don't know about you. Let's play another game. A 3 in the chat if all of a sudden you found a piece of the recipe that was easy and you're like, how did I miss this? How on earth was I trying to follow a recipe that was for someone else and it just didn't resonate? And here I was, just keep pushing ahead. I wouldn't get out of my own way. And how amazing does it feel when you start listening to your truth and it feels good in your body, because all that emotional truth that I talked about at the beginning, that's my measurement for knowing if I'm headed in the right direction. If I start stuffing down emotions, I go right into do it mode, and do it mode is survival mode for me. There was many, many years that I was in survival mode, keeping my head above water. And that's where I ended up, where my body finally shut down. Now, one of the other things that you reminded me of earlier is that aligned action. So first of all, we must decide. We must actually decide to take a look at ourselves and be really truthful and honest. But from that place, we can take aligned action. That aligned action is, do I go left or right? And which way does it feel good? Not in that indecision, that overwhelm, that swirling of this is wrong, overwhelm, I don't know, but just decide and take a step forward. And if it feels good, keep going there. Follow your joy. follow your passion. It really is lighting up the path for you, and it is that simple. So once you decided and you took aligned action, I want you to think about the reset. This is a time where you can start mastering the old beliefs, the beliefs that said, when I do this, it causes me pain. No, did it really? Or did you hear it in a specific way because you were in survival mode? Is it possible that there is a new message that is trying to come through you to serve the world? To really understand yourself and to understand others is radical honesty. So that resetting every time you have a gap between, I say I want this, but I can't seem to take action towards that goal. That is an opportunity for a reset. That's an opportunity to go deeper into your subconscious and to truly understand and unlock the old habits and patterns that you have, the survival patterns, the nervous system that's running and running and running just to feel okay or alive. Because if you stop running, you might drown, you might sink, you might not ever be able to get up. There's real power in knowing who you are, who you serve, why that matters so much to you, and how it can ripple out and make a difference in the world. I know that everybody here is here because they do have greatness inside of them. They recognize that. They might not completely know what that is that makes them unique yet, but they know it. There's something that pulls. There's something that's saying yes. There's something different about me and my beliefs. The struggle sometimes is where we start going, I need to fit in because that makes me feel safe. And I need to stand out so I attract my people. And there's a bit of a dance that happens for a while until we really find that clarity of who we are so that we have confidence. And with the confidence comes the courage. And with the courage comes this big explosion of the ripple effect that you're making in the world. So I hope that I have left you with a message that you are here born for greatness. You have greatness inside of you, whether it's shining brightly or it's still hidden, it's there. Fuel that spark, dare, decide, take aligned action, reset and master it. That's your R. And the last part is encourage empowerment within yourself and within others. Thank you so much for having me back. It has been so fun to watch you serve through your champions world and through everything that you do. And if there's anything that I can ever do to help anybody find more clarity in your mission, your purpose, your why, so that we can connect it back to how you're going to take a vehicle and serve it to the world, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help.
All right. Thank you so much, Debbie, for being here with us. And I want to ask you guys out there listening, what was your greatest takeaway from what Debbie had to say? So I'm going to tell you what I heard. I heard a lot of things, but the greatest takeaway that I heard from you is, number one, that you found community. And when you found community and people that supported you, which was Dina and Tony Robbins community, when you found that, you started shining, and then because of that, you ended up attracting your tribe. Because guys, she also has her tribe, and it's a very powerful, strong tribe. And she like Debbie speaks on Clubhouse. She speaks every chance she gets, and it's always such a powerful message. I even saw you in Arizona. So you've been doing, and in Mexico, you went to Mexico. She's all over the place. So you've done so much in, I think it's been 2 years since you're saying it's been 2 years since that community. So this transformation for you has happened over the last 2 years, but it really, I don't know if you guys heard this, but she found her tribe, she found her community, and with the support of her tribe and community, her brightness was able to shine. She found her greatness, and she found a safe place to unleash that, so that then she could attract everyone that she's serving. which is so great. You said we become magnets for our people. So you became a magnet for your people. And that's what I want everyone here to see, that Circle of Champions Worldwide is about that as well. We all have different names for our tribes, but we all have the same intention, to create a community where people could unleash their greatness or become their most authentic self, their highest version, whatever word you want to use. We're all talking about the same thing, because we all really do believe in this. We all do believe in the greatness. That's why I say, like, we're all the same in here. We're all this, whoever's coming to unleash your greatness, we're all the same kind of people. We don't even need to ask. But thank you so much for saying yes again to speaking here. Be a magnet for your people, build your community. Exactly. Acknowledge, Dee Dee. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. It was amazing. The last story that I will tell, and I'm sorry that I wanted to go back to this, but when you were sharing your story of all you'd went through and that you really had to decide to move forward, I was just reminded just yesterday how there was a time that I actually died and I came back.
Wow.
And that is not a story. You guys are hearing that story. And yesterday I was telling it to family members that knew me extremely well and had never heard that. And I stopped and thought about that. And it's like, why don't I tell anybody that? Because it just feels like somebody's going to call me crazy. Guess what? Your people will never call you crazy. They will resonate. Tell your stories. Tell the thing that happened to you, because your life's experience is here to resonate with somebody else so that you pull them out of their survival mode. So you give them hope and possibilities. So thank you for telling your story, because your story rippled out to my story. And this is what's going to happen all week long.